Hello, my name is Shania. My name is. I was going to say my name is Shania again. Hello, my name is Shania. I'm a driving instructor based in Leeds, but originally from London, and I base my work off mindset. So, overcoming the mental hurdles when it comes to driving. With any skill that you're learning, you need to push through it and find out how you learn best and what's holding you back. And that can-do attitude, you can do it, but believing in yourself. So although, yes, I do teach you how to drive, I'm also teaching you how to overcome these mental blocks and mental hurdles. Like, for example, comparing yourself to other people, or feeling like you're never going to do it, feeling like you've made a mistake and now there's more mistakes that you're making and now it's escalating. Things like nipping it in the bud is what I'm going to teach you. We have Steve's real test. Now, Steve has been with me for over a year because life's. It's not that he needs more lessons, it's just that they're very spaced out. So he's been driving since he was younger. He took a break and he's come to me. He kind of he knew the bulk of driving, but we're getting him to the finish line now. And this is the first time that he's taken his test. Overall, I feel like he's a good driver, but the more he thinks about what he's doing, the more he messes up. Which is why we keep talking in our videos. That, and because we like to yap. We like to talk. So in this test, I'm going to have edited captions at the bottom to show you what the examiner is saying, because I can't leak the examiner's audio because it's against the law. However, I'm also going to do a voiceover on top to tell you and show you guys what you should and shouldn't be doing on your test. This guy's really running for it, you know. Oh, I hope you make your bus, mate. Tangent. What was I saying?
Yeah, so, I forgot what I was saying. I was saying something.
Yeah, I will be talking over the video and highlighting things that you should be doing and trying to avoid. Majors, I'm going to leave I'm going to talk about the minors, but I'm going to leave the majors towards the end, because we're going to go over that in depth. If there are any majors. And I'll see you at the end. Enjoy. I think I spoiled it. It's just the same thing as a lesson, except maybe slightly quieter because we're always yapping.
Yeah, unless I get someone that's as talkative as you.
You could have someone.
It's good though. You know, my instructor before you, I think I told you this ages ago, he was crap. I realised how crap he was. Because when I started with you, I've been with him for months, and then when I started with you, because he was like, "Your test ready," I was like, "Okay." And then I started with you, you were like doing loads of stuff wrong, and it was stuff that he wasn't correcting me on.
Hey,
Sorry.
yeah. This is the most common feedback that I get from my students.
Yeah, like people, they just don't care.
But that they are supposed to correct you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just doing a mistake, and you don't even know that you're doing a mistake.
Yeah.
Because no one's telling you otherwise.
It's really bad.
What do you think of your driving now?
Great. Well, that's because you're a really good teacher.
Why, thank you, Steve.
I don't know if you're really good or the bar is just so low.
The standard of lessons, I feel, I'm amazing, but the standard of lessons has dropped. Like, you go to most instructors, I just feel like they don't teach you how to drive properly.
Yeah. It does seem to be like that.
It's quite dodgy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's definitely, that was definitely the case with this guy.
How many lessons did you take with him?
Oh, I don't know. I was with him for months. And he used to talk a lot as well, but he used to talk like...
Turning right.
Sometimes we did have quite a bit in common, but
Sorry, Steve.
Sorry.
I shouldn't have made that noise. I should have just told you.
Okay.
You're really close to the left there.
Sorry. It's because it's road.
So what do you need to do?
I need to stop.
Slow down.
Slow
And
down.
move over. That's the most
That's a
important
really
thing.
crappy road, though. In my defense.
I know, but
that
how many
road.
people go through that road and don't hit the pavement straight ahead?
Probably people that do it all the time.
There's not.
No.
I think, what would Shania do? Shania wouldn't hit the pavement.
That's true, but you're a really good driver.
I know this, but you need to be a good driver too. You need to be like, this is like going straight ahead, second exit. What lane are you in, mate?
The middle.
Yeah. You need to be outside, and you need to be on the left when you approach the roundabout. That black car. What was you thinking?
Sorry.
Don't take any risks. So no signal means you don't go.
Okay.
Even if you think they're turning left. What was I saying? How amazing I am. Yes. I actually forgot what I was saying.
You were saying how amazing you were, but how the standards are bad.
Yeah, I think standards are
I don't understand because if the standards are like bad, but it reflects poorly on you if your students aren't passing, right?
Yeah, but that's why today you're not going to break the streak.
What streak? Oh, don't tell me that.
The passing streak.
Don't tell me that. It's gonna like really.
Is it going to get to you?
Yeah.
It's okay if you break it. I'm waiting for someone to break it anyways, but it's okay.
No, because now I'm nervous. I don't want it to be me. I don't want to be the one that breaks the streak.
No. Heading into the road, you can see it's a 20, so maximum gear second, and going uphill, the car needs more power. So you'd want to keep it in lower gear so it doesn't stall. More gas is needed. Looking ahead, it's quite a tight corner, so this is where you'd want to slow down, take it really easy going up this hill because you just don't know what's around the corner. Again, can't see, closed junction, it's best to come to a stop. Going uphill, you'll need more gas. If you don't give enough gas before you gear change, you can risk stalling. Stopping on a hill, Steve needs to be careful that it doesn't brake too much. Otherwise, he'll find it harder to position himself. The examiner will ask Steve to drive on when he's ready. At this point, the handbrake is already on, but Steve does this thing where he stays on his foot brake even though his handbrake is on, and when he goes to drive on again, releasing his clutch, he'll end up stalling. This would be a minor. There's a white car on the right hand side. Can you see the guy cleaning his car? So at this point, once you've realised, I would probably say move around him. Going uphill again, more gas is needed. Steve is now heading into a very narrow road, a road that you'll expect to find if you're taking your test in Horsforth. Take extra caution coming down this road, as there's lots of meeting traffic situations. If it's not your priority, stop. Do not force your way out and expect other people to stop for you. Take all the time that you need during your test. Waste time being safe instead of forcing your way out, rushing through, making mistakes, and getting majors. So there's this white car that's coming. I would do what Steve is doing. Drive on, wait, make it very clear that you're waiting for the white car, and then just proceed when you're ready. So you're coming up to, again, another sharp bend. Take it really slow until you can see exactly who's coming. Now that you see it's clear, you can speed up. As you can see ahead, the 30 sign indicates a speed change.
Turn left, then take the second left. After 100 yards, turn left, then bear right. Turn left, then bear right.
Sorry.
Steve ends up stalling, turning left into the road, which looks like he's
Bear
giving way
right,
to the red
then
car.
take the second right.
This would be another minor. This is the golden question that all examiners will ask you. Be prepared.
Well, I have a 18-month-old at home. Saturday, usually every day, me or my wife will work in. So, and then Saturday is usually just the one day that we have to, we're both off. We can just hang out with the kids. So it's safe to say that doing a driving test is a much more relaxing day for me than it would have been otherwise. Do you have any kids? Must be nice. Of course, I imagine. I work in IT actually. Yeah, I work at a law firm. Changing jobs soon. Still in the same company, but just a bit better pay. Much needed in this economy.
Because there's quite a few narrow roads in Horsforth, I checked this with the examiner and they told me the unwritten rule from the examiners would be the slower you are, the closer you can get to the parked cars. So if you find a road is quite narrow, feel free to downshift into second or really slow and crawl into first gear.
Especially the kids, they're so expensive. Yeah, I've heard. Well, actually, it's because we're not getting formula for them. Formula is like hideously expensive. And we're getting more sleep now, which is good.
After 18 yards, turn right, then cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Start getting sleep again, then you keep waking up in the night though, because you're just so used to it.
Now, because you are sitting in traffic and nothing is happening, you don't need to do anything, everyone else has priority over you. I would say perfect opportunity to reset, breathe, mentally reset, and take it again at your pace. There's lots of clutch control involved in this, as well as handbrake, so please take your time. Now on the right hand side there's an entrance to a tyre place, Steve is turning right, but I would wait until I've crawled a bit forward, waited until I've passed the entrance, and then signalled.
Turn right, cross the roundabout, and take the second exit.
It does take a long time for him to emerge out. However, he's on the minor road and the major road has priority. So if you find yourself in a situation, take all the time that you need. The worst thing that can happen is that you force yourself out and you give yourself a major. I'd much rather you get a minor for hesitating than get a major.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
No signalling left because it's a second exit. As soon as Steve takes this exit, you can see there's a zebra crossing. Take it really slow and double check there's no one on the right hand side. In a moment or two, the examiner will ask Steve to do his show me question. If you're doing your driving test, take your time. If you've forgotten where it was, where the button is, which lever to press, take your time and do it when you're ready.
Oh, sorry.
If you feel like you'd be quite a nervous driver on your driving test, take this opportunity now, a long stretch of road, to breathe, mentally reset yourself, remind yourself that you can do it, and continue driving.
Turn right.
And as we enter this new road, you can see there's a speed change of 40. When it comes to driving on country roads like these, if you feel like 40 is a bit too high for you, you're probably right. We're coming up to a corner and every time there's a bend, you will need to slow down. So although country roads might state quite a high number, maybe even the national speed limit, there's lots of bends, twists and turns on these country roads, which causes you to fluctuate in your speed, meaning that you will fluctuate in your gears. So don't be afraid to slow down if you need to. You've got signs and also floor markings to warn you to slow down. So although it is a 40, you will probably find yourself slowing down and maybe downshifting into third or second, depending on how sharp the bend is. Steve is halfway through his driving test, and this is a perfect opportunity to, again, driving down a long road, take a breather, mentally reset yourself, remind yourself that you can do this, and continue.
After 400 yards, go straight on.
Just approaching down the end of this road, you can see there's speed signs ahead. So let's see what it goes down to.
Go straight on.
So Steve has done the right thing by stopping. It seems like he's stopped over the line, but it's better to stop than to go through the red light. Now, when it comes to deciding whether or not to take or go through the amber light, it depends on two things. Do you have enough time to slow down? And how close is the person behind you? Because if you need to slam on your brakes, that will be dangerous. And I'm sure after stopping, Steve is probably thinking, oh, I should have gone, or maybe I've done the wrong thing by stopping. There's thoughts in his head going crazy, but this is the time to remind yourself, you've done it now, you can't go back and change anything. You're at a red light, and just continue as is. One step at a time, but make it to the finish line.
After 250 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Steve really needs to be careful now turning right because of the roundabout is so close to the junction. So he needs to take his time and go when he knows it's clear and safe. As he turns right into the road, you can see there's a pedestrian crossing. If he slows down now, he doesn't have to come to a stop later on. So he's done the perfect thing. Now, technically this is okay to pull up here because there's no bus stop markings on the floor to indicate otherwise.
Sorry.
There's plenty of space for Steve to pull up on the right hand side. So once he's chosen a place, center mirror, signal right, check over your blind spot over your right hand shoulder, and then move yourself in with your clutch down. As you're straightening up to position, do check your right wing mirror to make sure there's sufficient space between the car and the pavement. Then secure the car. Now, depending on how you've pulled up, it should be parallel. If it's not, this is the perfect opportunity to fix it, but do keep a foot's distance for a safety net, just in case you do get close to the pavement. If you are parallel, keep the wheel straight and focus on your speed and your observations. Once Steve has decided when to go, he needs to check from his right hand side over to his left and signal if need be, ensuring that it's safe to drive on. We're now coming up to yet another speed sign, which indicates a change. This is the national speed limit sign. And because it's only a single road, this will be 60 miles an hour. And already it says slow on the floor and there's bends coming up. So you can imagine we're not going to be doing 60 at all. You'll be doing what you're comfortable with. Considering there's bends coming up, I'd probably say around 30 or 40 miles an hour. Depends on how sharp the bend is.
Bear right, then take the second right. After 300 yards, turn right.
Most speed signs are either side of a new road. So if you have a look over to the right hand side, you'll see the 40 sign now.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit. Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
As Steve comes off the roundabout, you can see ahead the speed limit changes down to 30.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Well, I don't understand why this car in front is positioned to the right, but then also, as they take the roundabout, they do this. Why do they do this? Do not copy anyone else on your driving test. You know what's right and you stick to the rules. So the reason it's not on the sat nav is because these roads are new. The examiner uses an old TomTom, so it will just be a left turn here.
At the end of the road, turn right. Turn right.
Now these roads in Horsforth, these country roads, can get very tight sometimes. Have you ever felt when you're driving on this road that it's too tight and you're going to get squished? Let me know how you guys feel. But the road is built for you and them. If you feel like taking it slower, take it slower. Have a look in your left wing mirror and see how much space you actually have. When the cars pass you by, maybe move yourself out into the middle of the road again. Not completely in the middle, but just so you're comfortable. So Steve has plenty of spaces to choose from. Pinpoint exactly where you'd like to pull up so that you can aim to brake at that spot.
Turn left, then you have reached your destination.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of the road now.
Turn
And
left,
in the
then
distance,
you have
what
reached
sign
your
can you see?
destination.
Legally, you must come to a stop. Even if no one is there, make sure the car stops, get yourself into first, and go again. If you just keep crawling, that would be a major. You must stop at a stop line. You have to.
You have reached your destination.
So now Steve is coming back towards the test centre. His test is almost done. And this is where most students get nervous again because they can't wait to find out if they've passed or failed. But keep your concentration levels high. Keep focusing until the examiner tells you to pull up, secure the car, and turn the engine off. If you have a look at the road ahead, you'll see there's a triangle on the floor. This is your giveaway triangle. However, it's slightly early so that you'll be able to see it before the bend. Coming down this road here, especially when you're coming back from your test, take it really slow. If it's not your right of way, do not squeeze yourself through. Stay safe, play the safe card, slow down, and think about what you're doing. I know it's really easy to want to just rush through, but please, please don't do this.
Yeah.
So at the end of the test, the examiner will tell you to turn the engine off, secure the car, turn the engine off, relax. While he or they fill out the rest of the sheet, the marking sheet, and also, I don't know what this person is trying to do behind me, relax. And also put the sat nav away. In that time, you are going to be sitting in the driver's seat waiting, and it's the most annoying way ever. It annoys me as well. Well, just tell me my result. What did I get? So it turns out that Steve didn't pass that test, and he had 2 majors. Can you figure out what majors there were? if you haven't done so already. First one being that he left his signal on. This can happen to anyone, and I think, to be fair, he was really beating himself up about it towards the end. But honestly, this can happen to anyone, and it's probably because you're thinking about all the things that you need to do, and you're being so careful that you forget the obvious. Yeah, check your indicators after roundabouts, because do you know when you do your mirrors and signal off, sometimes they can still be on. So just double check it. Make a habit of either listening or looking down at your dashboard. The second major, and this is the one where I'm like, Steve, how can you do this? How can you do this? Because in our last mock test, he done that, and I told him off. And this time it shouldn't be happening again. But you should not be reversing back in any maneuver. No, hold on, let me rephrase that. You have 4 maneuvers, 2 on the road and 2 in a car park. So the 2 maneuvers you have on the road, you need to be doing your observations for a reason. The reason being, if there's any cars going past you, you need to stop. If there are any cars or roadies around, you need to signal. You're not just swinging your head. There's a reason that you're doing observations. And although Steve was looking around and he saw people like in front of him, he did not stop the car. Imagine that you're this driver now, trying to overtake the learner. You don't know when to get back in because it keeps moving. So that's the reason that it's a major. But overall, like his pedals were really smooth, and that was one issue we had to work on. His pulling up on earth was really good. That was something that he struggled with. Nerves. I can bring the horse to the water, but I can't make it drink. And that's what my mum would say. But I can teach you everything I know. And then on the day of your test, it is up to you. It's all down to you and how you manage your nerves. To a certain degree, I do normally train my students to help control their nerves. That's a part of the mindset drive. And doing mock tests and stuff. However, it's like I have to let the bird go off the nest and just see what happens. And sometimes you get people that are quite nervous, and that's okay because everyone is different. Rebook your test and try again. Try again. But definitely don't give up. You don't want to give up, because if you give up, that's it, done. You don't move on from there. You'll never do it because you decided to stop. Pick yourself back up again and you try again, because you're not far off. If you stop, you're less likely to actually pass your test. And we know how much you want to pass your test. So wait the 10 days, rebook your test. I know it's really hard to find a tester at the moment, but book it, get one booked in, try and find a cancellation, fix up on your mistakes. If it is literally just nerves, do lots of mock tests. You have to train your mind to be like, no, I got this, I can do this, I know what I'm doing. This person here isn't going to throw me off, I know what I'm doing. Anyone who doesn't know what they're doing, you shouldn't be taking a test. But this is the difference between not knowing what to do and just being nervous. But don't give up, keep that momentum going, and you can do it. Once you go through these small little hurdles in your driving lessons, the bigger hurdles, which is failing, no one likes to fail, but be comfortable with failing, because that's where growth takes place. And you'll realize you can do anything in life. No limitations. I want that private jet, I'm gonna get my private jet. What happened with the signal?
I just didn't notice until he pointed it out, because I went off a roundabout and I'm so used to it pulling back to its neutral state, and I just didn't notice. I literally didn't until he said it, and I was like, oh, fuck.
At all. I was quite surprised that you didn't notice that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. okay. It's okay. Look, it happens. So we can't go back. We can't change it. Stoicism. But what we can do is find another test. We can still get you passed by the end of the month.
Doubt it, but yeah.
What are you mostly upset about?
That was so stupid, and I don't understand what happened. I don't understand why I didn't recognize it. I just didn't. Maybe I was just thinking about other, like, focusing on the drive, and I just.
Exactly. See, I don't think the reason that you forgot to put your signal off isn't because you're just being stupid. It's because you're thinking about other stuff, the things that you need to do. So it's not like you're negligent. That's not the reason why. It's because you're thinking, am I doing everything else correctly too? So it's not coming from a bad place. It's just, but they don't know that. Is there anything else that you're upset about? Is it just that?
I guess the minors. And fucking up but that was stupid. I knew that wasn't the case.
The paddock on the right.
And like a part of me knew that I shouldn't have done that. But then I think. But then if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have. I think I was thinking, like, there was a part of me that was like, I shouldn't go when the cars were approaching, but then I was like, but I think that's just for cars that are coming behind me.
They will.
And I told myself that as well, because I was thinking, like, because if I hadn't moved, there would have not been like any chance to go because it was constant traffic.
Wait until it's completely fair. They will, but it will just be you have to wait for longer, and that's okay. What's better than wasting time on your test?
Yeah.
So what did you think it was? Just for cars going past you or oncoming?
Oncoming? No, I was thinking it was just for cars that I needed to stop when there were cars that were coming from behind me, because I'm moving towards them. Yeah.
I would say both. I would say both cars, both directions should stop. And we've done that, didn't we? Do that a few lessons ago.
Yeah, I think I just.
You didn't move then. You was fine then.
Yeah.
You stopped. I remember that lesson actually, because you made it a point that you'd stop, even though it took ages.
Yeah.
And you said you would get a bit nervous on the test, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because you didn't pass first time doesn't make you a bad driver. It's a nervous thing. Or do you think it's more to do with the route? It's quite tight, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, the indicator thing, the reasons that I failed were not part of the route. As much as I didn't like the route,
Yeah.
the reasons that I failed had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I only failed because of those really stupid things. Hesitated a lot, and that threw me off. I stopped over some lines.
Yeah.
And some lights.
You did, but it wasn't a major.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you did the right thing. So you're being safe, and you don't get any marks down for being safe. And maybe you have to go through this to realise that you being safe doesn't. Yeah, you don't lose anything. They won't mark you down for it. They can't. So next time when you're driving and you make a small mistake, brush it off quicker, because that doesn't make a difference. Maybe in this drive you thought that this, hesitating, they mark you down, and it caused a ripple effect with your mistakes. But actually it doesn't, does it?
Yeah. I'm really annoyed about that.
Steve, it really doesn't. I'm dying. It doesn't matter. That's okay. But I've never had anyone get a major for a signal before. So well done for that. What is going to make you feel better? I'm really bad at comforting people.
No, it's okay.
It's not
You're doing
my
well.
strength.
No, you're doing well, don't worry.
And I still don't have a box of tissues to keep in my car because everyone starts crying in my car. The other day I had a student really upset because she was so happy that she's learning in the right way.
Oh.
I didn't know what to do. I was like,
so
Julia, don't
sweet.
cry.
That's so sweet. Oh my gosh.
Cry if you want to cry, but I don't want you to be upset. And she was like, no, I'm happy.
Truthfully, honestly, I actually feel like I've let you down. And
You
that's
haven't then. Do I look like I'm let down?
No,
Steve?
but I feel like that. And that's like, I didn't realise that would be the case, but that's what I'm feeling more than anything else.
Then that's one thing you don't need to worry about, because you haven't let me down. You would let me down if... Can you say that you tried your best, 100%? That you gave it your best? Can you say that?
Yeah.
Then I can't be upset with you. Because that's all you can do, right? You can't do any more than that.
I'm just so mad about that indicator.
If you go in and you give me a half-assed test, then I'd be kicking your ass right now. But you haven't.
I don't understand what happened with that.
How nervous were you?
I was fine until we actually got in the car, and then I started like tensing up.
Yeah.
But I was fine up to that point, and I was thinking walking up to the car, I was like, this is fine, I feel totally fine. And then we got in the car, I was like, oh fuck. And then I started
Really?
getting,
Because
like,
normally it's the opposite.
it was the walk up to the car, chatting with the guy
Fine.
was absolutely fine. I
Yeah.
felt like this is fine. And then it was just like sat in the car, waiting to start, and then I was like, shit, what am I doing?
So I'm really interested now into finding out why the switch. What caused you to switch?
I don't know.
Was it being in the car? Was it...
Maybe I just feel constrained. I'm sat in the car.
Open the window, stick your hand out.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do to cut this idea that you have to be so stupid. Yeah. And also something I wanted to tell you after I came out of the bathroom, which I didn't get. I took that guy's test. The examiner. In order for him to become an examiner, he has to take the test.
Oh, really?
So he done it in my car
really?
with one of my students, but his examiner was in the back with me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did he not?
He was
He
new.
didn't recognise you.
No, he probably does. To be fair, but we don't say anything to each other. I don't even know the guy's name off the top.
Yes.
Anyone who's got their driving test, let me know how it goes. Drop a comment below. Like, subscribe. Share with your friends if you feel like, you know, this video has helped you. And I'm doing mock tests and I'm doing real driving tests at the moment, so let me know what you guys prefer. I will be doing Monday mock tests, but I haven't done one in a while, and I'm really sorry, but I haven't been feeling too well. Like, I've been like in and out of hospital I haven't been feeling well for months, but hopefully I'm on the mend. Let's hope that I'm on the mend. And I will get back to you with this Monday mock tests. Let me know what you guys prefer, and I really hope that you pass the driving test. Have a good lesson, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.